What up, everyone? Just got back from seeing Creed 3, and pleasantly surprised to say this is a really entertaining movie. I know I don't sound too enthusiastic, I'm just kind of tired. Um, really good, entertaining, solid, unique movie that definitely takes the franchise in a different direction without ripping off Rocky or anything. And I did not know until now, actually, that this was Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut. And all I gotta say is congratulations. It was really well directed. Some parts not so much, but like 98% of the movie was really well shot, really good color palette, and overall, really good pacing. That's something that these three movies have in common. I think they do work really well as a trilogy. And to just get the elephant out of the room, everyone is like so furious that Rocky's not in this and blah blah blah. I did make a Creed 2 video and I was gonna post the review, but I ended up scrapping that. But long story short, Rocky's character arc ends in the second movie, anyways. So even with him not being in here, it does feel a, like at the beginning, you just, I don't know, man. I just got used to it. It didn't really bug me too much. I was never like a huge Rocky fan, like I said before, but not having him in here doesn't really like affect the movie because of the way they went with the story. If they did put him in here, I don't think that would have been a smart idea because his character arc is over and it would have just been dragging it on. And there wouldn't have been room for him in this story. This is about Adonis Creed and the villain in this movie, Jonathan Majors. I forget his name in the movie, Damien something. But goddamn, this man got fucking jacked for this movie. Great performance. Really strong performance. Seeing him in Ant-Man and seeing him in this as another villain, but somewhat, keeping that friend chemistry with Adonis was really refreshing and cool to see. He does come off as this macho bad guy, but not only does he still have a sense of heart, like throughout the whole movie, he still has the utmost respect for Adonis, and that is shown in like the final scene of the movie. But all around, like Michael B. Jordan and Kang the Conqueror, they really put on a show when it comes to the final fight. It does pay off. I'll get to the negatives at the end of the video, but man, the final fight is really great just seeing the both of them go at it. Both of them played really good Marvel villains, and seeing them just box and being great shape that they are was really interesting and awesome and entertaining to watch. Um, this movie's more of a family drama than boxing. The two other movies had a lot more boxing. This felt like a lot more drama. And I didn't mind it because all of our characters are so growing and it's fun to see them go through those growing pains. It's really cool to see the dynamic fleshed out, like I said, between Damien and Creed. Their relationship is a lot more fleshed out than I thought it was going to be. We got a lot more scenes with them than I thought we would. And I was just happy that the director paid a lot of attention to, which Michael B. Jordan paid a lot of attention to keeping the antagonist and the protagonist against each other. And it did feel like a threat, but at the same time, you could tell that they still had the utmost respect for each other because of the crazy past they had together. And it all connects well for the most part with their friendship. The soundtrack in this movie is so fucking weird. This movie's rated PG. They only say shit or bitch maybe like once. And the beginning of the movie opens up with a really one of my favorite albums of all time, 2001 by Dr. Dre. And the song is The Watcher. And obviously they say the N word numerous times. And then Nipsey Hussle comes on, YG. There's a fucking bunch of rapper, good songs, like songs that I like that I've heard before, but I was just so shocked that they weren't beeping any of the, the N word out. It was kind of crazy, but nonetheless, I don't know how I got a PG rating because there was a lot of that. Um, Good. The movie looks really good. It's shot for the most part, like I said, it's shot good, but sometimes there's some really weird choices and decisions. I don't really want to spoil it for anyone because I know the majority of people haven't seen the movie yet. But there is a lot to like here. Like I said at the beginning of the video, they definitely take a unique route, and it was refreshing to watch. It was entertaining. Every single actor does their job. They feel like they want to be there. And what more could you ask for when you're entertained by a movie? This is my least favorite out of the three, but that is not to say it is a bad movie. It is one and two are just fucking fantastic. And I thought this movie was like great. I don't think it was amazing, but I do think it was a pretty great movie. And it's nice to have a trilogy when none of them are dog shit. It's like John Wick. Like, I love the second one the most. I do love the first one. I love them all. It's gonna be like Creed. I love them all, but you're no matter how much you love them all, you're gonna have a favorite and a least favorite. So to get to the negatives, it's nothing too bad. Like it, there's nothing in this movie that completely pissed me off or any of that. It was just, I wouldn't even say it's a nitpick. It might bug you guys, but the crowd reactions in this movie feel really off-putting. It really feels like it's just the people in the front row cheering, and then like everyone else behind them. Like they say, like how many people are there, and it feels so empty. It's really weird compared to the first two movies. It fucking felt like without the crowd, man, you got no atmosphere, you got no energy to bounce off of, and the crowd here is just lame compared to one and two, where it felt so alive, and you felt like you were at a fucking Lakers game and everyone's going crazy with Kobe Bryant. Like that's what the original Creed movie felt like, and number two. But here the atmosphere is definitely dumbed down a bit. The one issue I did have about the movie, it didn't bug me too much, but the adventure, like the trip for Jonathan Majors' character, he meets up with Adonis. This is a little spoiler, kind of. So if you don't want to watch the video, click off now. But he meets up with Adonis, and he's like, I want to be, the number one contender to go against the championship. But he's had no training. He just shows up. And it's really weird because the first two Creed movies, everyone, you see everyone work their way up. So, like, Jonathan Majors comes in, just expects to be given a title shot. And he trains. One of the contenders get injured, so it just makes Damien the contender because there's no one else available to take that spot. And he, spoiler alert, just saying, he wins the championship in his first match. His first match ever, he goes against a champion. It felt very rushed. I definitely think this movie should have been longer. Just to have him actually, go fighter, at least one or two fights, and then go against the champion. And then he fights Michael B. Jordan, but it felt really rushed. Even Michael B. Jordan coming back, like, he retires, and it kind of feels weird because at the end of the second movie, he's the champ. And then in this one, he's just suddenly retired, and time has passed, I guess. I get it because he has a family, but it just feels weird how they handled it in the story. They didn't really address it that much. So he retires, and then he comes back and takes the championship away from Kang, or Damien, which just feels weird because he wanted him to succeed and all that, and then he came back to end the beef that they had, even though they still have respect for each other. But Damien thinks he cut him off and he forgot about them when they were kids and he abandoned him. So this was their way of settling that. which was cool and all, but it could have been done in a better way because both of them just coming into the ring, it doesn't feel 100% satisfying because, I mean, they both, one retired and he just comes back, and the other guy just so happened to be the number one contender because there was no one else to take that spot because everyone's injured. So that part kind of interfered with the final battle when it came to like intensity and like why we are here. The first two movies definitely did a better job. But other than that, everything else felt satisfying because the character build up, the time we get to spend with Damien and Creed feels worth it in the end. But at the same time, when it comes to like a sports boxing level, I wish they took a bit more time to show you, hey, this is why he's getting out of retirement. This Jonathan Majors is fighting a few people, and then maybe he'll fight the world champion. Like, that would make more sense. Not your first fucking match. It just didn't feel earned. It didn't feel earned for him to be there. And they even point that out in the movie. They're like, this guy just can't come in here and blah, blah, blah. Like, they do point it out. They are self-aware of it. I just think they could have handled that part a bit better. So, definitely my least favorite. But I still, like, all these movies, man, like, they're entertaining as fuck. Even this one, it was motivational. It wasn't as motivational as the other ones because, I mean, that's where Rocky comes in. So that's what was kind of missing. But there's some really good motivational working out, just pulling yourself together. Watching the two of these guys just run as fast as they can is so entertaining and never gets boring or stale. This movie still has a lot of charisma. It packs a punch. It has a lot of adrenaline. It's very, it's blood pumping. But the first two movies did have a heart that this one didn't. And a part of that is Rocky not being here. And a part of that is just how the movie was designed differently, which is a good thing. But it does feel a bit off in some moments when it just feels rushed. But very entertaining. Great characters. Great villain. What more could you ask for? Definitely give this a 7.5 out of 10. Definitely recommend seeing in the theaters. Great soundtrack. Great special effects. And I'm still happy to say that even though Rocky isn't in this, it is still worthy of being in the franchise, which I'm happy to say that because I really didn't want to see this and think, why did you make this? It makes sense why they made this. Michael B. Jordan's character needed more development, and he got a lot here. He's not as cocky as he was in the first two movies. You can tell he's grown, and it's been nice seeing his character progress. Overall, a worthy sequel to number 2, and that's it. Thank you guys for watching.